Okay, so we're here to talk about Will McNeil Jr., the young man who was assaulted by the police, Jacksonville police. I'm going to give y'all the details first of what happened and what they're reporting, and then I'm going to show you the videos so that we can have a discussion about what we saw. So this happened, this was a traffic stop that happened on February 19th of this year at 4:17 p.m. in Jacksonville, Florida. The police are saying that they stopped Will McNeil Jr. for allegedly driving without headlights and taillights during inclement weather and not wearing a seatbelt, which McNeil says is not true because there was no inclement weather. So the cell phone video shows that was posted by McNeil's attorney the initial traffic stop. And McNeil in the video asked, "Why am I being pulled over?" And they refused to answer him. And then they said that he refused to provide them with an ID, and then started requesting an officer. And then they used force, which we're going to see in a second. So the police are saying, this is what the police are saying. The police are saying that McNeil was verbally combative, okay, refused to comply, locked the door after refusing to exit or show his ID despite warnings. Officers also say that they found marijuana and a large knife and claim that McNeil reached for the knife as they removed him. Now we're gonna watch the video. So keep that in mind, that the officer is reporting that he reached for the knife when they tried to remove him, and they're saying that he was verbally combative. So McNeil says he denies any wrongdoings or non-compliance beyond asking for the reason for the stop. And the injuries that they're reporting are a chipped tooth, a concussion, short-term memory loss, and 9 stitches to his lip. Okay. He was charged. McNeil was convicted of resisting an officer without violence. So the charge that they gave him was resisting an officer without violence, and driving with a suspended license. Charges for marijuana possession, seatbelt, headlight violations were all dismissed and not pursued. Now, to be clear, those are all the reasons they pulled him over. But he only got convicted of resisting an officer without being violent and with driving with a suspended license. So all of the things they pulled him over for, nothing. He was sentenced to 2 days in jail, which he already served by the time he was arraigned, and they launched an investigation. Okay. Some things that you need to know is that Ben Crump and Harry Daniels are taking the case, and they're calling, and civil rights activists are calling for accountability. So now I'm going to show y'all the video. Now, trigger warning, the video is hard to watch. It's 2 parts. I'm going to show y'all both parts, but I just want to make sure y'all are prepared for what you're about to see because it's hard to watch. Hold on.
Open my door because my window don't. Pull me over. He walked up. Open my door because my window don't work, right? And then I said, so what I did wrong? He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, there's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law
Yeah,
up?
when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hand.
Here.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir?
Step out.
What is your reason?
Step out now. All right.
Pull me over. You walked up.
That's part 1. Here's part 2.
Stop fighting! Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! What's wrong with you?
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking.
What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's what's going on.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Big Mark 7 right here, too.
was blown like that, bro?
Yeah, man, take it off
now,
now,
man.
bro.
And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation with y'all, bro.
That's not how it works.
Too late. It ain't gonna too late. When they asked you to step out of the vehicle, you should have done that shit. So your pocket didn't even ask.
Marijuana in his right pocket.
Yes. So why close the door if you see him pull up? Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, bro. I didn't do nothing.
It's called resisting, idiot.
I didn't do nothing wrong, bro. Can you back me up to the car so I can lean up? Shut up.
So, just so we're clear, something that I don't think was shown in the second video was that they actually punched him again. So when they grabbed him out of the car, they punched him in the face again. Now, I also want to point out, if you recall what I was sharing with you all earlier, this is in Jacksonville, Florida. They charged him with resisting an officer with nonviolence. Nowhere in the video did I see him resisting an officer. He also asked several times why he was being stopped, and they refused to answer him. Now, I also want to be clear that they are now they were trying to charge him with possession of marijuana and a knife. They found both of those things after. They also said that the reason that they reacted the way that they reacted was because he had the knife and reached for the knife. But if you watch the video, he goes, "My hands are up." They said, "Let me see your hands." He said, "They're right here." There was nothing in his hands. And he showed that to them. Now, the reason that he says that he didn't wind down the window in the video is because the window on the driver's side was broken. As he was trying to explain that to the officer on the other side of the window, he was getting aggravated and he said, "You're driving without headlights." And he asked, "Show me the law or let me see a supervisor." They refused to let him speak to a supervisor. They also refused to tell him why he was officially being stopped. And then the officer gave the other officer who was on the side. And what's interesting about this is that you didn't need to break the window because the other window was clearly down because he was talking to you through the other window. So there was no actual need for the window to be broken in the first place. And as they're throwing him to the ground, which is probably why he needed 9 stitches to his mouth, they're yelling at him that he should have just listened and that that's not how this works. And if he would have just did what they said, that it wouldn't end this way. Now imagine you simply ask why you're being pulled over. There's no violence. There's no imminent threat of harm. They called him out his name several times. They snatched him out of the vehicle, threw him to the ground brutally after they assaulted him. He was punched in the face twice by the police. And we still have not heard if any of the officers were even suspended. Jacksonville, Florida says that they're doing an investigation, but they've not made it clear on whether or not they've suspended or fired any of the officers involved. His tooth is chipped. There was glass. Clearly, the place where they threw him on the ground, there was glass on the floor. Y'all threw him into glass. Tell me where you've learned that in the police academy. Tell me where you learned to punch someone in their face in the police academy. And this goes back to everything that we continue to talk about, which is systemic racism against Black folks in America and how Black folks have always been disenfranchised, but how we continue to be used as punching bags. We are able to be hunted by the police. The police are able to do what they want without repercussion. They broke the glass so hard that the glass was in his beard. That glass could have sliced his eye open. And then they threw him to the ground brutally onto the glass as though he wasn't human. Okay. And all he did was ask questions. And even after they broke the glass and they said, "Let me see your hands," he went like this and was calm. He was calm. They snatched the door open, grabbed him out the car. He was calm. I just wanted to make sure that I addressed this situation. He has since put the video out himself because he wanted to call attention to it. And I want to be sure to help this black man call attention to everything that's going on with him and make sure that justice is served, because as we know, many times black people get harmed and nothing comes of it. And so I just want to say justice for Will McNeil Jr., justice for Will McNeil Jr., justice for Will McNeil Jr.